Well, it started when I knew my mom was moving away. And so my driveway at the old house was all chopped up, and I didn't have a good way to get Mike in and out of the car because once her house sold, I was no longer able to use her driveway because she lived right behind us. And so Keith and Rena, we were in the same group with them, and so I asked Keith, he had just poured some concrete at his house, and I said, how much would it cost to pour some concrete next to my driveway so I have a way to get Mike in and out of the car? Widen the driveway a little bit. And so he said, well, I'll come over and take a look at it.
And when we realized that she'd been getting Mike in and out of her car in any kind of weather for 12 years and no covering of any sort, then we realized it was just a bad situation about to get worse when her mom moved and they lost the use of her mom's driveway, which was close to the ramp.
And then they came in the bookstore later that week, and she goes, I don't like the fact that you have to walk out the side of your house, clear down the sidewalk, around the front, and up the driveway to get Mike in and out of the car. She said, you have to do that no matter what the weather's doing, right? I said, well, yeah, but I can do it. And she's like, well, I just don't like that.
With this project that we did here for Mike and Janet, it always reminds me of what God's telling us in Galatians 6:9, and then in 1 Peter, where it talks about if you have a talent, which God has given us all talents, that we should use them to do good to all people, and especially to the household of the brothers.
It was more of a growth for me because I knew it needed to be done. It was a worthwhile thing to do. It honored God, but it was convicting. It was humbling in that we were called by God to do something like this, but it was convicting in that we should be doing this more often because as a church body, you take care of your own and you do it as if you were doing it for Jesus.
What I learned about God, or actually relearned, is that God is bigger than in any of us individually. When Keith and Rena first came to me and talked about the project, they were asking, how do we get this done, and what are the roadblocks, and at first that's all I could think about is, where is all the money going to come from? How's the timing on selling the old house and being able to buy the new house, and because timing has got to work in this, and all the resources, and I just thought of all the problems and all the things, and I didn't step out in faith at first, and then I was reminded that God is bigger than that, and all these things came together perfectly, and the resources and the timing and the finding the right house, all of that, where God has blessed this whole process.
The thing I felt God was teaching me through this was basically showing me role models and ways of growing up and serving God, not just serving your community members or church members or whatever, but serving God through them.
That was just how well we worked together. I mean, you sat there and one person would say, we need this, and everybody would go there. People go here and there and do what was needed.
I think God was teaching us in this whole spectrum of this project. I think it starts before the project. I think he was showing us that to see a need as it's developing and as it's coming, and then responding to that need, helping us to respond to people in their needs. I think that was a big one, and the ones who saw that and responded to it sparked the whole process and got the dynamite stick going.
I don't, for Mike and Janet, they have received something from us. One of the verses I mentioned, it talks in Galatians 9, I think it is, where it says that if if you remain faithful to helping people, that you're going to receive a harvest. Well, this is Mike and Janet's time for a harvest. All the years Mike and Janet put into the college and to serving the church and everything they've done, it's their time for a harvest. They should be understanding and thankful to God that He has arranged these things in such a way that they know that my serving is their harvest, and their serving has been my harvest in the past. And so by doing these things together, we again have a closeness that you can't get any other way.
We love you guys, and we want to do anything we can to make your lives easier and better.
I think about that when we were doing Mike's bathroom. That was probably the most important room to me, to make sure that I made his bathroom something that would make Janet's life easier. Because I think about what she does every day, every single day. And it's a lot. And so for me, just thinking whatever I can do to ease even a little bit of her burden was such a privilege.
Mike, you're the man. That you are special, that God is doing things through you that are still incredible. How He's teaching me, how He's teaching my kids, watching Janet and the love she has for you, and how you both serve in the church. It's amazing stuff, and you're an important part of the body. And well, we just love you.